Bill, I have a
Yes.
really quick question on the top of my screen. It says a participant has enabled closed captioning. Who can see this transcript?
Right.
What does that mean?
Well, we can get closed captioning that tries to record. Well, that's recording.
The closed captioning is like a translator kind of thing on the bottom. So everything everybody says comes up in print. And so I can read it because I sometimes have trouble understanding people. So I put the captioning on.
Thank you.
Like the TV.
Thank you, ladies.
By the way, I'm Kathleen, and I discovered a few of your people in Saratoga, and even if I'm in New York City, I joined. So I'm glad to have everybody who's there who gives all these wonderful classes that enable me to learn. So thank you.
What's nice to have you. What's the weather like in New York?
48 degrees and cloudy.
Okay. They had a nice day for the parade yesterday.
I didn't even realize there was a parade. Oh, well.
It's a big deal.
I years ago, I took my daughter, but she's now 40, so.
Right.
There is a feature on your phone. Hopefully most of you have your phones set up so that they will, when you turn them on, you have to enter a passcode. One of the features that exists, if you do have that passcode, is if you enter it incorrectly 10 times, it deletes all the data on your phone. All right, now, me being a senior, I said, I don't really want that feature because it's probably me trying to remember what my passcode was. So if you go to settings and you scroll down to where it says Face ID and passcode, you tap that. You have to enter your passcode to do anything with this. And then at the bottom of that, it says something like erase. Where is it?
Where is the Face ID and passcode,
It's in settings.
right?
There it is. At the bottom of that list, once you get there, it says erase data. You'll notice I have it turned off because I'm afraid I forget my passcode, and after 10 times I'll delete all my data on my phone. Now, it's not disastrous if you're doing backup because you can always recover it from the iCloud. But, okay.
If my phone does not have Face ID, is that why I can't find the setting?
Or you should have something that says passcode.
I have an SE second generation, so.
No, that's fine. Do you have something that says passcode?
I have passwords. I haven't found passcodes.
Well, try password, see what that gives you.
Yeah.
There's not one for passcode?
Don't see it.
No, on the really old, like 7, they don't have passcode.
But they do have this particular feature, and I'm just trying to remember where it is.
Hey, Bill, and mine, I have Touch ID and passcode
There you go.
because I don't do Face. My 2 phones old.
So Kathleen, do you have Touch ID?
I am looking. Do I need to go into something like general, or am I just?
No. In major settings, it should say Touch ID and passcode.
Well, not yet.
Okay.
All right. Well, at least when I find it, I will know what to do and what will turn off. So thank you.
You do have Touch ID, don't you, on the SE?
Don't-
Fingerprint reader on the home button?
On the home button, okay.
Okay,
I'll have to, I don't want to hold everybody up, so I will
That's
have to
okay.
look a little bit later.
Bill, I have a 7 and if you go to password, it says touch ID to view saved passwords.
ah,
Ah, thank you, thank you.
thank you.
I always love it when everybody knows something, so it works out.
It
Very
does, it works out nicely, and I don't have the SE, so I can't help.
Okay.
There's a feature on your device, I really like it, and it's one of the keyboard features. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my notes. And I'll go to Storm Shield is the name of a hurricane-proof windows. And let's say I'm here. You can see where the cursor is and the keyboard shows up.
Mhm.
Now, if I take my finger and I put it on the space bar and just press on it and hold it down, the keyboard disappears. And now, as I still am pressing on the screen, as I move my finger around, it moves the cursor to a different place on the note that I'm working on, or the email, or whatever else I'm writing that has the keyboard on there. Okay, so it's an
Yes.
easy way to position exactly where you want the cursor to be on the screen.
Also, an easy way to get rid of the keyboard, because you mentioned also with email, it could be the same, right?
Yes. It is the same on emails. Let me go to an email. Where's my mail? And let me write an email. And so I start, right? I come down here and I start typing away and I do return and type some more, right? And now if I press and hold the space bar, I can move the cursor by moving my thumb or my finger around the screen.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now there's another feature here. And we can talk about that at length if we would like, if you would like. And since I'm in an email here, I'm going to move the cursor to the end of the email. I'm going to just backspace and delete everything. Okay. Whenever the keyboard shows up, I have to back off first. Everybody go to set, I'll go to on the phone on the right of your screen. If we go to settings and Siri and search, and there's things you might consider. How many of you do not use Siri? Oh, Kathleen, we're going to improve your day significantly here.
Hope so, yes.
I have listened for HEYSIRI. The reason I don't say it is it'll activate Siri if I say it. Press the side button. Yours would be press the home button, perhaps, for Siri, or allow Siri when locked. You should at least allow or press side button for Siri. You should have the language there. If you click that, you'll be able to select the language you would like to speak and have Siri speak to you. So if you change it to Polish, you better be able to speak Polish.
Where is Siri?
Syrian search, you go to settings,
Mm-hmm.
Syrian search.
I seem to be behind everybody else. I can't find, oh, here we go, yes.
Good.
Ah, great.
And it says, listen for Hey Siri. You can use that if you like. Then you can just speak to your phone and it will be ready. Or you can, it says press, on mine it says press the side button. Yours probably says press the home button.
Yes.
I would at least turn that on and then come down here. I happen to like the Aussie accent, so I like Siri speaking to me in Australian, and she figures out that my non-Australian accent works, right? But if I click that, or if I tap on that, I should say. All right. Here's all the different languages Siri speaks.
More than I do.
More. All right, and then if you go down, right, Siri response. I always like to get an automatic response. And I like Siri captions and always show speech. Okay. So that she responds when I'm speaking. Right? Mine happens to be a female voice, so she always gets the last word. Peggy got that one. All right. All right. And you can go down here and you can, many times, when it says Siri voice, right? When I choose Siri voice, you can pick voice 1 or voice 2. And sometimes it says male and female.
Hmm.
Except I think they've changed that to be gender neutral.
Yeah.
All right.
Where do you see male or female or gender neutral?
If you go to, if you pick a language, let me switch the language here to just English normal.
Siri, choose the voice you'd like me to use.
There you go. There's English, English, United States. And then it says Siri voice. I am British. Wow.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
All right. So if I choose American, there's 4 different voices.
The voice you'd like me to use.
You get the idea there?
Hmm.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use. Hi,
I have,
choose the
Hi, I'm Siri. Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
You get the idea?
I have English United States, and where do you go from there to get the voice?
Hold on, let me go to you. Let me do it with you.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the.
Hi, I'm Siri.
And then it says Siri voice under that. You tap that,
Choose the
and there's all the different voices you can have. Mine has 5 different voices for US.
Hi, I'm Siri.
Where did you tap?
Me to use.
Where did you tap?
Okay, I'm back at where it says Syrian search at the top.
Mhm.
And then if
Yes.
you
Uh-huh.
and you scroll down on that, you pick the language, and then it says Siri voice right under
Oh,
it.
okay. All right. Right in front of me. Thank you.
Now I'm going to switch mine back since I messed it up here. I'm going to go to my Aussie. And then I'm going to go to,
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Wonder if you choose Irish, do you get two different Irishes as well? But anyway. Okay, everybody?
Mhm.
There's one other setting there that either you do now or later, and it's called My Info. You see where it says My Info there? Mine says Apple. If I tap that, I want to find myself, my
Mhm.
Are you in contacts? Or
No,
are you
no.
in settings? I'm sorry. Are you in settings?
I'm in settings and Siri and search. And if you have your name in contacts, you come down to where it says My Info.
And it puts yours in there.
And if you choose that, Siri knows where you live now. Okay. So I can, say-
I keep getting lost. Where are you?
I'm still at the same place, Siri and search.
Oh, okay. And what did you do to do location?
No. One of the features that Siri has provided, or Apple has provided, is the ability for Siri to use information you give it about yourself. So I earlier, when I first got my phone, I put my name and my address and my phone number all in contacts.
Oh,
So I put all that information in contacts. And then I went here to in Siri where it says My Info. I clicked that or tapped it, and it comes up with your contact list. And you go down the list to where your name is and you say, that's me. So now,
well, I'm saying wonderful. I'm learning all these new things.
so now if I say, Siri, where do I live?
Your home address is 6234 Buckingham Street, Sarasota.
So the term Siri interpreted as being the name I gave it there. Okay. The cool thing about it is I can say, Siri, take me home. And it uses the address I gave it in my contacts. And it's doing that right now. Okay. It says you're already home. Okay.
And then she says, are you drunk? No.
All right. So that's a little tutorial about setting up Siri. Wonderful tool, does a lot of things. The one I'd like to point out to you is the following. On the phone on the left of your screen, I have a place where I'm able to put in text. See it here? It happened to be in my email. It could be in messages. It could be in notes. Any place that the keyboard shows up, there'll be this little microphone on it. When you tap the microphone, right? If I tap the microphone, good morning, Siri. New line.
Good morning, Siri.
How are things in the Siri world this morning? And even new line. Whoops. And it even put a question mark beside it. New line.
Well, are we supposed to be seeing this change?
You aren't seeing it on the left?
No.
I see it.
I see it.
I'm seeing it.
I see it.
It's on the left phone, not the right phone.
Yeah, I'm looking at the left one.
And it's recording your voice too, Jim. Except it made Jim a Jim, not a Jim. Okay. Okay. Oh, it stopped. No, it didn't. All right. So it's dictation mode. And you tap the microphone to stop it. Now, by the way, I have sent all of you, the people who register for the class, I have sent you all these tips. There's 3 different documents that I've sent you. Okay, they contain all the tips that I'm covering with you.
I had sort of an obscure question. When it's spelled at ALRIGHT, it bothered me because it's not the official ALLRIGHT. Is there any way to change what Siri writes?
What word are we talking about?
The word not misspelled, but a word that is not the choice to use. It bothers me when I see ALRIGHT, which is sort of slang. It's not official. It's not whatever.
Well, it came out right there before. It had all right correctly here.
I was
good.
one-
Okay, all right. Hey,
I was wondering about that too, because I was thinking that Siri at times might not understand the voice right. So I
Right.
imagine you can then edit with the keyboard, or am I wrong about that?
Let me do something else here. When
Yeah, I
you're
think
using the
one-
microphone here, you can't alter that when you're using the microphone.
But if you tapped it again and turn the microphone off, can you then edit?
Oh yeah, you go back up and you can edit the whole document with the keyboard.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you forget the punctuations and things.
Oh, I got all kinds of mistakes in there, and I guess you should go back once it's done this and check, right?
Because you do have to say, question mark or period. Or
Right. If I
If you
want to
don't do
change,
that, you can go back though after you turn it off.
yeah, I'll go up here. I'll come down here to the keyboard and move the, whoops. And I'll move the cursor up here. We'll get rid of a couple OKs by just tapping the backspace key now. Doot, 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 doot.
Okay.
Okay.
I might start using Siri.
All right. Now, I'm going to cancel this, delete draft. And let me go back. On your iPhone 10 or greater, you press and hold the power button to get Siri to come up. On iPhones prior to that, you press and hold the home button to get Siri to come up. So I'm going to get Siri to come up. Good morning, Siri. How are you today?
Good morning, Siri. How are you?
How are you today, Siri?
I'm fine. Thanks.
How are you today, Siri?
Not too shabby. Thanks for asking.
Hey, I can't complain. Thanks for asking.
So I got both my phones now giving me a response. And you'll notice they're not the same. Hey Siri, what's a Frasermat?
Okay, I found this on the
Okay,
web
I
for
found this on the web for what's a
Check it
phrase
out.
from Rap. Check it out.
Now, if it didn't understand you correctly, you can tap what you taught, what you said, and go up and adjust it. Okay, and this is where this is where Siri learns your pronunciation of words. So I use rat or something, whatever I use there. If I go back and change that now, because it didn't hear me correctly, right? And many of you were saying, well, how did you get to that screen, Bill? Hey, Siri, what tablero?
Okay, I found this on the web for what time, Lyra? Check it out.
Okay, obviously that's not what I was saying. And so I would, in the text down here, I would tap that and I would go correct the word.
What now?
Okay,
Why did you end up correcting the word? You're just on the main home screen.
well, let me do it again.
Okay.
It disappeared on me. Hey, Siri. How are you? What time? Where's the row?
Here's what I found.
Now, what I'll tap is right here, Kathleen.
Uh-huh.
So I'll tap there. And then it pops up and I can go correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I couldn't find any matching places.
Okay. Any questions on that?
No.
Couple of things here. Your iPhone, I think, has a built-in calculator.
Mhm.
Let me back off of that for a minute. With some of the newer features of the iOS system, you have a different way to look at your applications. Right now, you see all those applications on my phone, right? See all of them there?
Mhm.
And my phone, that phone at the bottom down here, if I sweep, it says I have like 6 screens, right? Little dots on the screen come up. See the dots down at the bottom? If you go one more screen from left to right, you get a listing of all the apps that are on your phone. This is called the apps library.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, and you can, if I pick one of these apps here, I'll pick the SNN here. I want to get SSN off my home screen so that it's only on my app library. So I'm not viewing it all the time. And if I really want it, I go to the app library. Does that make sense so far? In order to do that, you get the apps to shake. In order to get the apps to shake, you press and hold somewhere on the screen. So if I wanted, I'd come down here and I'd press where the arrow is, and all the apps start shaking. When they're shaking, if I tap the minus sign, it says delete app, which removes it from your device entirely, or just remove it from the home screen. So that's what I'm going to do. So now it's no longer on any of my home screens. But Bill, they're still shaking. Well, just tap your screen and they'll stop shaking.
When you have a folder with all kinds of apps in it, how do you get the apps out of the folder? They never seem to want to stay.
I'll get to that in a minute.
Thank you.
Are you talking about the folders in the app library?
Folders anywhere.
Well, in the app library, it's a little different, okay?
Okay.
So here's all the folders. Here's all the apps I have on this phone. And you're saying, where's SNN? Well, it's right there. But if I couldn't find it, I would just come up here. And now they're in alphabetic order. And if I type in SNN, there it is. Let me go through that again. It says app library. I'm looking for a particular app. I can't find it. I would tap where it says app library. And there, now all the apps are listed in alphabetic order. So if I don't want to scroll through all that, I can just tap where it says app library and enter the name of the app I'm looking for. Okay. So now I have, go ahead.
Okay. I just, last day or two, downloaded the latest update. I think it's 16.
Yep.
And so I have a couple of questions about that. But the one that's pertinent right now is my app library seems to have disappeared. It's usually the first to the left, but I can't find it at all.
Well, if I'm looking at my app library, I'm
Right.
looking at my apps and I go from right to left, I sweep. And then I go from right to left, I sweep again. And then I go from right to left, sweep again. And I keep going right to left till the app library shows up.
Well, how can I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Usually it was at the very left before I did this update. So, okay. Thank you, Bill.
That's good. All right. Now, one of the questions I was asked, and I'm going to switch phones now. All right. And it was about folders. What did you want to know about the folder?
How do you get the things seem to go in folders on their own? And if I don't want all these little things in folders, what is the best way of getting them out? When I try to push them to one side, they just pop back in again.
No, you're not talking about the app library, right?
No.
The app, just Kathleen, just let me explain something about the app library, and then I'll go to answer your question. In the app library, Apple puts them in folders where they want.
Mhm.
And you can't change that. Okay? If I'm back here, you'll notice I have a page of folders there.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get them to wiggle. And let me open one of the folders. Let me open the one that says Apple Watch. There's the 4, there's the 5 or 6 apps I have in there. Now, what you're saying is you wanted to take one out of here?
Yes, they often Apple often puts apps together and I don't want them together. And I have
Apple won't put them together. You have to do that.
Well, I don't know how I did that, but
I'll show you that in a minute.
All right.
So you can just push your finger on it and then drag it down here. And now you've removed it.
Down is the way you drag it rather than sideways. Maybe that's my mistake.
Well, you could probably drag it sideways as well. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll try down because it keeps popping back and it's so frustrating.
Yes. So you have to get it completely out.
Okay.
Okay, so try down.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. It will pop back. And the way in which you get apps to be together is you get them shaking. And you may accidentally move one on top of the other. Right? And then all of a sudden, those two apps are in their own folder.
Ah, thank you. That tells me what I was doing wrong or what my accident was that caused that.
Okay, now I'm going to move it out. And there it's out. Okay,
Okay, great. Thank you.
that's good. Some of you have the word search at the bottom of your screen on one of your home screens. The rest of you may have dots down there. Anybody have dots?
I have dots.
If you have dots down here at the bottom,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the latest release of the operating system, I didn't know. Many of you do have the word search there, though. If you don't have the word search, you can go to a feature called Spotlight Search. If you do have the word search, you just tap that and it comes up with this screen. If you don't have the word search there, I'm going to take and I'm going to put my finger right here and pull down. Okay. I'm going to put my finger right here in the middle and pull down, and I get the Spotlight Search that comes up.
Mm,
And there's a search bar there.
okay.
So far, so good.
Yes.
All right. Now, what you can do in that search bar is you can find an app. I have 300 apps or so on here. So if I can't find an app, I go here and I just say, type the name of the app and it finds it for me. So if I'm looking for, what was the name of that one I had? No, one called 14.
24,
Oh, 24 was it?
42. It was 42.
Oh, goodness. Let me go here.
That's why we keep taking these classes.
Let's say I'm looking for Hangouts. Okay. And I just type the word hang, H-A-N-G, and there's the app. So it helps me find an app. But it has so much more features. What about if I'm looking for an email from Mark, M-A-R-K, right? And it gives me Mark Schaff, right? Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that.
Back 2 pages when you were looking for hang, it showed the app for not Siri, yes, it showed the anyway, the main app, and then it said Hangover.
You don't happen to have Hangouts on your device, so it's not going to find it.
But it said Hangover.
I don't know what that, do you have an app called Hangover?
No, I was looking on your page.
Oh, when I typed in hang, H-A-N-G.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna hang over.
Yeah, that's a series. See the little symbol beside it?
Right. Uh-huh.
So that would be a Safari search to tap the word hangover there.
Okay, I was trying to think what did you have Safari and Hangover together for, and how did that happen? And you just told me, so thank you.
That's okay. If I type in the word B-I-L-L, it finds Bill Kelleher, right? As somebody in my contacts, right?
Mhm.
Buffalo Bills. It has an email in there that I sent to myself called Bill Crow. So I found emails So just the word, and see how much information it gives you, not just apps, but anything that has the BIL on it on your phone.
Hmm.
So it gives you lots of different choices.
So you can just input the name of the person whose emails you want to, the history of the emails of this person.
Yeah, this is
Pop
one
up.
way to do that, Peggy. An easier way would be to do that in the
the email
program
Right.
itself.
Okay, thank you.
Now, if I'm looking for the calculator, CAL, you may or may not have a calculator on your phone, do you?
I do.
Go ahead and try that. See if you have a calculator.
Mhm.
Everybody have a calculator?
Yep.
Anybody not have the calculator? Oh, okay. If I tap the calculator now, I can do calculations. And by the way, if you turn your phone sideways, if I turn it sideways, I end up with a scientific calculator.
Oh,
And I'm sure all of you need to use that from time to time.
absolutely.
Bill, when I clicked on calculator open, it went back to CAL and wouldn't open a calculator
Okay, where did you tap?
in the bar.
No, you have to tap. You have to tap the word calculator up here, the app,
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
okay?
There you go.
Basic question, I apologize. I had it before, but now I can't get back that search bar,
Go back to your home screen
right?
and then tap search at the bottom or pull down.
Just
And then
pull-
the search bar should be there.
So I don't have search, I've got the dots. But
You have the
And if I-
dots, so put your finger in the middle of the screen.
yeah, I've been doing that and it just, the minus signs turn up.
The minus sign.
Well, when they're all shaky, all the apps.
Oh,
And
you
minus
press, okay, tap the screen to get rid of the minus signs.
Yeah, that I've done.
Okay, now, see the little dot on the phone? Well, see where my arrow is?
Oh, yeah.
Put
I
your
forgot
finger
about
about
that
right
part.
there and pull
Right.
down. Don't hold it there very long.
When you're doing calculator, is there any way of retaining the results?
Not that I know of.
Okay, all right, thank you. I have an old fashioned adding machine that when I was working, I had somebody's daughter come in and she pointed at the adding machine and she said, "What's that?"
Of course. I had a class where I was talking about the typewriter, and one of my students said, "What's a typewriter?" Now, the reason I got you this far, whereas on both phones, I'll get it both phones, right? Is you can, if you didn't have the calculator, which I don't know why they provided this if you have the calculator, but if I type in 2 minus 3, I get -1. It actually does the calculation. All right. And if I clear that, I wonder if it works for 3. And I put the X there. Yep.
If you put in prime numbers, what happens? Does it tell you the prime numbers?
What do you mean? What do you want to know?
I thought there were a set of numbers that couldn't be divided by anything other than themselves. And I think they're called prime numbers.
Yeah, so if I put in, I think 3 or 1, 3 divided by, it'll give me the 4.75.
If you put in prime numbers, what does it say? If you just say prime numbers, what does it say?
I'll do it this way. I'll ask Siri for the prime numbers. Hey
Ah.
Siri, hey Siri. What are the prime numbers?
Prime number is a natural number greater than 1 that is not a product of two smaller natural numbers. Would you like to hear more?
Yes.
A natural number greater than 1 that is not prime is called a composite number. For example, 5 is prime because the only ways of writing it as a product, 1, 5 or 5, 1, involve 5 itself. However, 4 is composite because it is a product in which both numbers are smaller than 4.
More than I wanted to know, right? There's one that may be happening. I'm ready to switch gears and move on to another one. Disable those annoying rating and review pop-ups from your app on your iPhone. Head over to, let's get rid of those annoying pop-ups. We'll head over to settings. We'll go down to iTunes and Apple Store, or just the Apple Store. And it says in-app ratings and reviews. Make sure that's turned off.
I lost you once again, to where you got App Store.
Well, it could be App
Oh,
Store,
I see.
and it could be iTunes and App Store.
Okay, I think I found it. Thank you.
Mhm.
And you were telling us what to turn off?
In-app ratings and reviews. It's
I
down,
have app downloads, app updates, and in-app content.
keep going down.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Mhm.
I seem to be the only person here that doesn't know what all of this stuff is, but that's
Well,
fine.
many of them aren't asking, so it's good, Kathleen.
Okay, good. At least
Yep. The other one is get rid of annoying advertisements. Don't allow advertisements to look at your personal stuff based on your search history.
Where do you see that?
I'm going to tell you. Okay, everybody head over to settings again. Scroll down to where it says privacy or privacy and security. Hope they didn't move it on me. There should be something there that says advertising.
Oh, yeah.
There is
It's tracking.
Apple advertising.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and make sure personalized ads are turned off.
Right, okay. Yep.
Okay,
Lost once again, okay, I'm on privacy and security, and where do you go from here?
I went clear down to near the bottom.
At the bottom, okay. Oh, Apple advertising. I don't know why I have such trouble finding this, but I did again. Thank you.
So let's stay there for a minute and talk about the different privacy features that Apple offers. I think Apple has done one of the best jobs of giving you control over what happens to your data. If I go to the top of the screen here where it says privacy, and I'll do it on both phones. I went to settings. Oops. Privacy and security, right? And first of all, your phone has the capability of knowing where it is. See where it says location services? If you have that turned on, your phone is collecting where it is at all times. Now, I'm not sharing it with anybody necessarily. It's just tells you, hey, I'm gathering up the GPS information of where your phone is. And if I tap that, right, I can turn that feature off so the phone doesn't even know where it is. Okay. And then if I look down here, you'll notice that it lists each application you have that wants to know where you are. For example, I see no reason why. Well, you probably should have the camera turned on while using. So if we go down to camera and tap that, if you say never, whenever you take a picture, the place you took the picture at will not be collected. I always have while using the app. So when I take a picture, it knows I know where the picture was taken, and your photo saves that information in the data it has. It's something called metadata. The feature that everybody's going to settings, location services, settings, privacy, location services, and camera. And to me, even more accurate, Apple has precise location. So I'm saying, gee, I want to use, while using the app, I want to collect where I am on my phone, and the precise location I want to put on there as well.
I'm lost.
I went to settings, privacy and security, location services, and I get this big long list of applications. Now, those of you who know what you're doing should go down that list and say, hey, I don't want FaceTime to know where I am ever. for example.
Mm,
I happen to pick camera because that's one you should probably have on. So I tapped on camera. And it says while using app is what I've selected. And I want to know precisely, I want you to get as accurate as I can. I think that's within about 30 feet. So I go down here to Google. Do you want to let Google know where you are? No, I don't. So I have that turned off. I could say while using the app, but not have precise location. I don't want either. Any questions about that? So you should go, maybe not right now, but at some time you should go down through all of them and just change them.
They're mostly while using, right?
Yep, that's what I have.
or never.
You have huge numbers of apps, is that correct? I'm trying to think where, I don't have any of these or very few of these things.
Right. I have over 300.
Oh, okay, all right. Mhm.
Bill, at the very bottom, it says systems services.
Yep. Boy,
And what is that?
It'll tell you.
and I tap it and here's what the system services are they're talking about.
Yep.
For example, time zone. So when I'm flying across the country, my phone will automatically adjust based on what time zone I'm in. It will automatically adjust the time. That is a system service.
Wait, Bill, how'd you get to that?
Clear at the bottom of the list of
Of list
location
of what?
services.
List of what?
Pardon me?
A list of what?
I'm in settings, privacy, location services,
Location, wait a minute. Okay, yes,
clear at the bottom.
System
at the
service.
very bottom.
System
And then-
services,
Oh, yeah, system service. Okay, I found it.
okay?
Oh, my God, a lot of stuff.
Find my iPhone is there for us.
I'll be darned. Be sure that one's on, everybody.
I have all of them on except Wi-Fi calling, which I'm not sure what that is even.
Where's that? What's at the bottom there?
Yeah. Maybe it's that.
You can make a phone call through a Wi-Fi network if you don't happen to be close to a cell phone tower.
Okay.
Building that I live in has got metal above and below and brick inside and out, so I don't get cell coverage in my apartment. So I have that turned on so that when I'm inside, all my calls come in and out over Wi-Fi.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. That's excellent.
Is this the same as when you're going into, say, a place like Starbucks and you're using the Wi-Fi and you aren't supposed to?
No, Well,
No.
you're supposed to well, what Starbucks doesn't care. It's what you do when you're on that, all right? And
Because it's
I'll talk
public.
about that next, okay?
Okay. I know they warn you against something that has to do with all that.
Yeah. So if we go to settings again,
We're here.
and we go to Wi-Fi, settings, major menu, it says settings at the top. And then we go to Wi-Fi, which is like right under airplane mode. It lists for you there, over here, the different Wi-Fi networks that are close to you. If you're in Starbucks, it may say Starbucks, it may say Wi-Fi 3497 or something. If you're in Barnes and Noble, it'll say Barnes and Noble, it will list it. Okay, and there probably will not be a lock on it. See the little lock? That indicates I have to have a passcode to get into it.
Right.
All right, so if you tap it, it asks for a passcode. In Barnes and Noble, it doesn't ask for a passcode. Now, what's the bad part of that? You're opening, if you're at a restaurant like that, McDonald's to anyone who has Wi-Fi network, free Wi-Fi. The danger is somebody else could be on there, and while you're using it, they could be seeing what you're doing. So you do not want to be putting any passwords or passcodes or logging in and reading, doing your banking
Yeah.
while you're doing that. If you don't mind somebody else reading your email, go ahead and do that.
Why do I have all of these? I mean, there must be more than a dozen or 2 dozen here.
You must be in an apartment somewhere and there are people all around you.
Yes. Okay. And they're all locked.
I'll be darned. Hopefully yours is too.
Yes.
Okay.
Bill, if you're in Starbucks, say, and you have Wi-Fi turned on, will the phone automatically start using that Wi-Fi rather than cellular data?
If you have logged on to it before, yes.
Okay, so one needs to be careful to turn off the Wi-Fi if in fact, by chance, you logged into one of these public places.
What you can do is you look up here. The top. To see if you have both capabilities. And if you happen to be on, you come over here and it's checked, you can click the I. Because I logged on to my home network before, so every time I'm at home, I bring it up. If I'm in Barnes and Noble and I bring Wi-Fi up, but I wanted to forget it for the next time, I don't want it to automatically go there. You see where it says I next to it here? I'm in Barnes and Noble. This word instead of Frontier is Barnes and Noble. I would click the I or tap the I, and it says forget this network. So it now erases it from its memory and it won't automatically log on to it again in the future.
Thank you.
Bill, mine at my home says rocket ship weak security.
The
I think-
password you have is kind of weak.
Is that what it is?
I don't remember what that is, Anna, but let's not say it, okay? It's not 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's strictly a password thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, this was a while back. I had one of those wax bikini places, stores downstairs. And right, right. They were unlocked. Does that mean that I could get in and sort of see their patient or their
No,
client?
well, if you, no, that's just their guest Wi-Fi. So yeah, you could not.
Okay,
And I doubt if anybody pretty sophisticated could.
all right. So it
But you
does,
could get on and see somebody else who's logged on to it,
okay.
if you are smart enough.
Yeah, I didn't know what all that meant way back, so I was thinking right now, could I have gotten in there? But everything here is locked, so I'm okay now.
Yep.
Well, Bill, I have to go back for just a minute because when I clicked on the information, weak security says WPA, WPA2, TKIP is not considered secure. If
That's
this is
okay.
your Wi-Fi network, configure the router to use WPA2 what's all that? Security.
Depending on your router, you have different capabilities to actually even talk to the router. So you may need, if you wanted to get more secure, you may need a different router. Let me see my WPA here. Okay, Ann? So you
Well,
could
not
get it.
really, but you can explain it to me.
Well, no, you probably had that router for a long time,
Yeah, probably.
and different routers have different protection capabilities.
Oh, yeah, my router number is not nearly like yours. It must have been one of the first ones they put out.
Oh, it's number one, is it?
It is number 10001.
I think that's a different issue. Okay.
I have sort of an odd question that may or may not be related. What are the little Apple things that you can get and tag on something that they can locate? They know your location. It's some kind of.
It's called an Apple Tag, I think they call it.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
More than one company sells them.
Okay. Thank you.
And it kind of works like Find My Phone, only it's a little different. Okay.
Okay, and they're still doing ALRIGHT. I'm glad that I'm not the only person that was bothered by this. Back in the days when they taught you grammar and all that sorts of things.
Yeah, today's texting has gotten quite not grammar related at all, including the acronyms like laugh out loud, LOL,
Oh,
you know, or my best friend forever, you know, those kind of things.
Bill, I have a question when you're ready.
Go ahead, man, please.
My daughter lost her iPhone. She thought, she didn't know where, but she was in a restaurant and when they got home, and this was just before the holiday on Thanksgiving. So she didn't know where in heaven's name her phone was, and she had appointments that she needed to talk to her phone about. So she she got her husband's phone to find my phone, but that didn't help at all. And she didn't know what to do, but she did something. She found the phone in a shopping bag in her closet where it had slipped out of her pocket into a shopping bag. She would never have found it, but she did. And there's something that went on for, she said, about it turned her dead phone into a noisy, at least it beeped or something, for five, I think it said it would do it for 5 minutes so that she could walk around and find it, which she did. What was that?
Well,
Okay, if she has an iPad, she can go to what, okay, let me back off. She has to go to she has to gain access to her account and look at the iCloud, basically. What your phone does is your phone, every 15 seconds or every minute or so, it sends its location from location services we talked about earlier, right? So it knows where the phone knows where it is, and it sends it to your iCloud. That's a storage thing that Apple has for you. And what you can do is you can access that from any computer or anybody's phone. So for example, if I went to, on my phone here, I went to iCloud.com. So I went to here. I type in iCloud.com. And I go there. It says sign in. And if I sign in to my account on your phone, Ann, right?
Okay.
And I'm using here, and I sign into it. I have my passcode and my ID. And then it comes up. Let's see what we got here. There we go. And it says Find My there. See it on my screen? If I tap that, it's going to tell me where all my devices are. And so I could have put in your ID and password, Ann, and it would have told me that your phone is at your house. Like it's telling me my phone and my iPad and all my devices are at my home.
How do you know if it's not your home? How do you know where it is? Can you?
Here's the
drill down?
map. See the map there?
Right. But
There
if
it
it-
is.
okay, if it's somebody has my phone and it's somewhere else in the city, how do I know where it is?
Well, it shows it on the map.
Okay, but I think there's something like 7,000 people per mile here or 70,000 people.
Well, you can
How does it
zero in.
register?
I know you can start zeroing in.
Okay,
You can at least get the building and even the restaurant.
okay, all right.
I left mine at my wife and I were out eating one night, and I had just gotten out of a class I was teaching. And I thought I left my phone in the classroom. So I got her phone, did this, and it showed me basically the building and almost the room it was in, but not quite.
Hmm.
So I called the school and asked them to go down and pick it out in the classroom. Okay.
Okay, yes. I just, it's not quite like it's houses spread out here. I think-
Yours would be a little different because it could be anybody on all 25 floors, right? It's in this corner of the building, but it's somewhere, right?
Right, exactly.
Bill, I have a
Well,
question.
Go ahead, please, Barbara.
For the thing that you just talked about, does that work whether you have location services turned on or not? Or do you have to have, like before you lose your phone, do you have to have location services turned on for that to work?
Yes,
sure.
that's the only way the phone maintains all your privacy. So if you don't want anybody to know where your phone is and you turn that off, the iCloud's not going to know, and that's where it's getting the information.
So then it sounds like you almost need to keep location services turned on all the time.
Right?
Is that you'll never be able to find your phone if you lose it, right?
That's correct.
Just,
Like if you're on the left hand, on the right hand thing that's on the screen, it says location services. I have it turned on. And I can have it turned off for everything on that list except Find My. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Except, where is it? Is Find My on there? Oh, right here. I have it turned on for system services. Okay, and Find My is part of that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so be sure you have it on for that, and then you should be fine. And you can turn it off for everything else, if that's your desire.
Ann said that the phone was making a sound, was emitting a sound.
Right.
Do you-
If you go, did I exit from there? No. You see where it says where my, let's see, my iPad, there's my iPad. If I tap that, see where it says play a sound?
Oh. Mhm.
Oh.
Come on, make a sound for me.
What
Here
is
it- Here, that's my iPad.
now, what is lost mode and erase iPad?
If you can't find your iPad, you can erase it from here.
And lost mode is what?
I don't know.
Okay, wow. Oh, I looked it up and 70,826 people per square mile in Manhattan. So it's a challenge for the phone, I would guess.
Yes. Okay. See, you need to move to Florida.
Oh, if it weren't warm weather, it would be a consideration, but I'm not a warm weather person.
Okay. Okay. Most of us use, let's me switch gears now, unless there's any more questions about location services kind of stuff. Most of us use Safari to do our internet browsing. Okay. I'm just doing something here. In the lower left-hand corner of your screen, there's these little icons. You see it down here?
What screen are you looking at?
I'm looking at the left-hand screen. I'm circling it with a dot, or I can put
I
my,
understand, but what are you in?
I'm in Safari.
In Safari.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I got something that when I pushed to Safari, it said Apple Support Customer Survey, which I must have done several days ago, but how do you get out of these things when you're in somewhere that you don't want to be?
There should be an arrow there at the bottom
Oh, okay.
that you can hit it and goes back. Now, when you use Safari or any browser, the browsers have the capability to be logged on to more than one website. Those of us old enough to remember business phones when they had little buttons on them. You had different phone lines coming into your phone. And you could have one blinking, you could be talking to a different person, and then you could be talking to 2 people or 3 people. Remember those?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Your Safari does the same thing. I am now talking to multiple people or multiple websites on my phone. In order to see what websites I'm talking to, I click the tab button at the bottom left on the bottom right on the phone. See this little, has a little square over another square.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
And if you click on it, it comes up and lists the number of tabs you have opened. Now I have, mine says 5 tabs. You could have 230 or 512 or some number in between. Depending on how long you've been doing this, you never got rid of all the ones you have open. Anybody have more than 5?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah. How
I
many?
have 423.
All right, Peggy.
And I remember
Congratulations.
at one of the classes you gave, Bill, it was possible to get rid of all of them at once,
Right.
but I've not succeeded in figuring out how to do that. And sometimes-
Well, I'm
again.
going to cover that again, Peggy.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm still stuck on that Apple survey thing. When I put the arrow back, it goes to, are you sure you want to submit this again? Are you
That's
sure?
okay. That's okay, Kathleen. That's okay.
It says cancel or submit, but how do I get out of
Click
it?
cancel. Click cancel.
Okay, but then it takes me, I'm in circles. It
That's
doesn't-
okay.
Okay,
It's just a particular website you're on right now. Okay,
all right. Mm.
let me show you something.
Oh, it's,
Do you have a little bar like this on your phone?
No, I still have the Apple Support Customer Survey thing that I can't seem to
That's
get out of.
okay. Well, hit the back.
I do hit the back button and it takes me, are you sure you want to submit this form again? And it says cancel and submit, and I do cancel. And then it says you've already submitted a response to the survey. So I'm going in circles.
Is there a bar at the top or bottom of your screen?
It says AA and a lock thing, and it says survey Applecom.
Does it say anything like .com, .something?
.Applecom.
Yes. Click on that. And I'll type in google.com.
Okay, whoop. Whoa. Yes, okay.
Press enter.
Okay. Whoa. Enter.
Return, whatever.
Who's featured?
Go. Tap go.
Oh. Why am I not finding enter and return?
Well, it should say go. Perhaps it says go.
No.
Right where the keyboard, where you typed it in.
I did. I typed Google.com and then
Google.com.
yes.
And press go.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'm somewhere else. Yes. Okay. Thank you. How do you, when you, okay, you go into you go into the long thing that's blank and you type in something else to get out of something where you're stuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
All you're doing is changing the address you're talking. You hang up with one person and call somebody else.
All right. I'm learning all kinds of wonderful things here. Thank you.
Now,
I've taken lots of iPhone, these kinds of things, and I didn't know any of it. So thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Bye, Bill.
This is Marie Beck.
Hi, Anne Marie.
I got a fast question. I can't seem to figure out how to get my name off of there and my picture on the screen.
Where are you?
Well, I'm on, as you can see my name. So I can't figure out how to get me.
Oh, in Zoom.
Yes, in Zoom.
If you you want your picture up there? Do you have a camera, first of all, on your
Oh, yes, I got a camera, but somehow just
on
my
the
name.
lower left-hand side, there should be a picture of a video camera, a little thing, little icon.
Lower left-hand side.
Of your screen?
Oh, I think I got it.
It has a red line on it. You just click it and it'll turn on the camera.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I don't see you yet.
Oh, now, well, I gotta find where to click. I'm
Click
seeing
right on the
it.
video camera,
Well, that's what I clicked on.
not the
Okay.
arrow, not the arrow,
No,
the
not-
video camera itself with a red line through it.
Well, I don't have a red line through it, so.
You're not looking, or maybe you don't have a camera.
No, I do have a camera.
All right,
Okay, I'll have to play with it more.
yeah.
Because it's showing me, but I'm not finding. It says chat, start call, all this other stuff. Okay, I'll play around with it.
It's on the left side of the screen at the bottom.
Yep. So here's my other question. On both of my devices, the iPhone, the iPad, I have this all mail thing.
Yes,
Well, all of a sudden, it downloaded everything on both devices. It downloaded everything from storage up in the cloud,
right.
and it keeps doing it. I mean, and then I get messages, okay, you're full, start deleting stuff. But often like I delete them and then they come right back.
Let me cover that next, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. If I'm looking at Safari, I see this little window down here. And if I tap that, right, the two little windows, it shows me and it tells me how many tabs I have open. Which one I'm looking at is a different question. In order to clear them all, Peggy, you ready? Press and hold where the arrow is there. And it says new group. Nope, can't do it that way. Okay. If you want to get rid of any one of them, you can click the X. So I'm going to click the X on mine, and Peggy doesn't want to click 450 of them. Right? So you can close any one of the tabs that way. But the tip I want to give you today is go back and tap down at the bottom. You see where the two little squares are overlapping one another. You press and hold those little squares. And it says close 432, Peggy.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just get back to that.
Okay, it says close all three tabs in my case.
Now, okay. That was, okay, sorry, I'm having to.
I know you were trying to write it down.
No, it's that, let me just see. So I have the 424 tabs. I pressed on that because it didn't have, I think I've got to go back.
No, you do. You have to go
Longer.
back.
Okay. See how I can do that though.
to where the two squares are overlapping each other.
Got it. Okay,
Press and hold the two squares.
okay.
The
Now
menu,
that, okay.
the menu
Oh, and then-
shows up.
I have closed all. Okay, got it. Thank you, Bill.
Good, I'm ready.
Now, Peggy, it'll probably take 3 hours for yours to close. No, I'm kidding. Okay. All right.
I have another question. When
Go
I
ahead.
clicked on Safari, what comes up right away with Safari is Google. Now,
That's
is
right.
that
That's the
useful?
default. That happens to be the only one you have open.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And now Kathleen has Google as well.
Yes, and I figured out how to get rid of Google too. So I thought, yay, I figured out something.
All right, now I'm going to switch gears here. We had a question about mail. So I'm going to go back to. And what was that question again? You have the mail app and it says all inboxes here at the top.
Yeah, so everything downloaded from
I
iCloud
understand.
into
I
all mail.
understand. How many email accounts do you have?
I just have Gmail and iCloud, but I mean, I hardly ever use iCloud, as an email address.
So if you only wanted to look at instead of all, was it all inboxes or all mail?
All mail. I mean, I didn't do anything different, and all of a sudden, like 900 emails dating way back when downloaded.
I understand. At the top of your, let me go to a mail. So now I'm looking at some mail, right?
Yeah.
If I hit the back arrow at the top, I get a list of all mailboxes.
Yeah.
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. But there's this white area above all the accounts. In other words, I hit the little arrow here to close all the accounts, and I'm looking at the general list of stuff. So if I'm looking at mailboxes, it's the top list of stuff that's there. And if I tap edit, these are all the different things I could have in that upper list of stuff.
Where did you find, I lost you, what did you find mailboxes?
Hit the back arrow when you're in your mail
Okay,
and hit it again if you have to.
I don't see a back arrow. It just gives me what the mail is. As if I've gone into my mail,
Here's my mail.
right?
What's the big dark letters here? Does it say inbox or what's it say?
No, it just says primary.
Does it have above that? Does it have a little back arrow?
No,
What application are you using?
Gmail,
Yeah, this is not about Gmail.
right?
This is not the Gmail app. This is the Apple Mail app.
Okay, I guess I'm still confused about Apple Mail as opposed to, it says Gmail on the top. I don't know how to get to inbox still.
Okay. I don't know either because you're using a different application than I have.
Oh, okay, all right, that explains why I'm not the same place for a change. All right, thank you.
Right. I usually ask folks, Apple does a great job of integrating all the Apple apps together. So if you do something in one app, for example, if I'm in contacts, Apple contacts, and I have an email, I have a street address in there for a particular person. If I click the address, it will bring up Apple Maps. So they integrate all their apps together and they communicate back and forth. So I usually ask folks to use the Apple Mail program so that it integrates with all the other Apple products. And you can put the Gmail account in, right, the Apple Mail application. And the way you would do that,
I got all of them.
so for example, I think I showed you my mail here. Here's my mail. And here's all the different mail addresses I have. I have one for Gmail, one for iCloud, one for AOL, a second Gmail one, and Yahoo. Okay, so I have all those, and they're all feeding the Apple Mail program.
If I click on that icon, that's the Gmail icon, correct?
That's correct. The
So
blue
I,
envelope.
yeah, so I clicked on that. I have another email service, but that does not come up.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I'm going to show you next.
Okay.
If you have a mail provider that does not show up there, you would go to, guess where? Settings. And I would scroll down in settings to where it says mail. So far, so good?
Yes.
And then in the mail app, mail settings, I'm sorry, in the mail settings, it says accounts. I have 6, you probably only have 1. If you click the arrow there, you can add another account. So let's assume I have another Gmail account I wanted to add. I would click add account, and I would click one of these. Now, if you have Comcast, you would click other. And you follow the prompts to get you through that.
Well, what if you have Gmail? That's not on there.
Google is Gmail.
But that's the default that we're working in right now. Am I correct? And clicking on that icon.
Oh, and clicking on that icon, it takes me to the Gmail. I clicked on it. And it
Yes.
says I have to sign in to that Gmail account.
Okay.
And then it would ask me for the password for that Gmail account. And
Right.
once I've done that, it would add it to that list back in my mail.
Okay.
So then I go back to mail. And it would be listed here in the black letters. It would say WT Crow 1111 at gmail.com, if that was the account.
I'm trying to do it, Bill, and okay, I'll try again.
You don't have it there yet, Ann? I thought you had it in Gmail.
No, I'm surprised.
In mail, you don't have it? Okay.
No, I didn't have it.
Oh. Okay,
That's easy enough.
you ready, everybody? Wife. There's trouble with the car. It has water in the carburetor. Husband. Water in the carburetor, that's ridiculous. Wife, I tell you, there's water in the carburetor. Husband, you don't even know what the carburetor is. I'll check it out. Where's the car? Wife, in the swimming pool.
Oh, God.
All right. Let's see if I can stop sharing here. Are there any other questions?
I have a quick question, but
Go
it's it's specific, and so you might not want to waste time on it. So I mentioned earlier that I downloaded the latest update
Yes.
2 days ago, and it messed around with my keyboard. So the keyboard no longer looks the same, and it's a real pain in the neck to.
What do you mean by the same?
Well, in other words, the keyboard has looked the same always, but now it's like a different format. So I'm wondering, is there any way to get back to the usual?
Is it a split keyboard or is it all together?
No, it's all one. Yeah. So weird, I think, because that's never happened before with an update.
If you go to settings,
Okay.
it's settings.
Yes.
And then I want to go to settings. General.
Okay.
Keyboard.
Okay. Oh, at the top it says 3, maybe 3 different. Oh no, that's just English, French. Okay, sorry.
No, I don't see a way.
You know, actually, my keyboard, I was using both English and French. Actually, you know what? I think French was the default.
Aha.
You know, that's maybe what it is.
So
Because I
change
just
it, go
done
to
that.
go to English and select that one.
Right. Okay.
Make sure it's QWERTY.
Yeah, it is QWERTY.
Okay.
Let me go to the, let me see how I can get to the keyboard. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry, to double check it. Yeah, okay, it's, am I right that it's back? Okay, you know, maybe I got used to the French. I'll work it out, I'll work it out.
Parlez-vous français?
I'm good.
Just play with it a little while.
Yep.
It's
Thanks so
somewhere in there if that's where the problem is. All right, everybody. Next week, we're going to do a similar kind of session, only we're going to stick to the iPad next week.
Okay, good.
All right?
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Bill.
Bye,
Yeah,
Bill.
such a blessing.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
week,
you.
everybody.
Yes, take good care. Bye-bye.
If you don't have an iPad, what,
Come in and you may be able, some of it applies to the iPad and iPhone.
okay, great, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, William. Thanks for being there.
Yes.